Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you are new here, it's lovely to have you here. Thought I would do a favourites. I haven't done a favourites in absolutely ages, and I've really been enjoying some old materials, we'll say, but some new old materials, because I bought some new colours of some old materials and I've just been absolutely loving them loads. Yeah, I thought I'd just pull a few things together to show you, and you might discover some materials that you would like to try, or you might be like, yeah, I used that, or I haven't used that in ages and I'm going to give it a go as well. So we'll go with that. First off, we've got these Distress inks. Love the Distress range. I only have the Distress ink pads, the crayons and pencils from the range. The pencils I want to use more of, because I've used quite a bit of this Scorched Timber one. It's the only one that you can really buy on its own, which is random. I love that. That is really useful. These, you can see, I've only really used Forest Moss quite a bit, but this brushed corduroy colour. So I want to use these a lot more. So there's something that's on my I must reach for them more list. But what I have been reaching more for is the Distress ink pads. Now, what I will say about these is they do dry out quite quickly, because now whether or not that's just me because I haven't used them for a while, or whether that's just a thing with them, let me know if you have these in the comments, and whether that is just a thing that they dry out quite quickly. I think you can buy the ink to re-pigment them, so I'm going to look at that, because it's just a shame and a bit of a waste if you need to like throw it out to buy a new one, particularly when you love them. So anyway, I have the dinky ones and I have one big one. I think I'd prefer to buy the more larger ones, which are about that big. This is the larger one here, so these are quite dinky. I don't know what size they are. Does it say? No, it doesn't. Anyway, moving on. If I can get some inks to re-pigment them, that would be better than obviously just throwing them away and buying more, because, you know, that's a bit wasteful when they've dried out. But what I will say is, even though when the ink are quite drying out, you can get some fantastic textures on the page from them. So ones that I've been loving is, I mean, look at that. That is a great colour. I love that. Great evening colour, which I'll come to. That is Pumice Stone. And then I've been enjoying Hickory Smoke as well, which you can see is a bit drier. You have to really, sorry, I'm wobbling the camera. You have to really press down with that one to get like quite a bit of pigment. So, but you can get some, look at that texture by just dragging it on the page. So been loving those two. So that is Pumice Stone and Hickory Smoke. I'll show you the large one. I think this is quite dried out. This is a great colour as well. This is Lost Shadow. But as you can see, I mean, that's just a very light, it's very dried out. And even when I press down, actually when I press down, you can get a bit of pigment off, but not masses. But yeah, if I can re-wet them, like re-pigment them, that would be great, because I do love them. It's just great for getting like blocks of colour down, or a base down to then draw on top of. These I found, these two in particular, I found make great bases for doing nighttime drawings. So this one is using like Hickory Smoke as the base, and then this one Pumice Stone as a base. So I've really enjoyed using those for that reason. Which has made me like nighttime drawing. I don't really do it that much because I'm a little bit like a little bit, not scared by it, but I'm a little bit, don't quite know how to do it sometimes. But I've been enjoying that for that reason. It's given me something to like, oh, I think I know how to do nighttime sketches using that. It's worked really well. Next up, and I will warn you that a lot of these are like quite dark colours that I've been loving. The next one is this ink tense block that I cannot remember what colour it is. I will have a look. Did I show it in a Jackson's haul? I might try and see if I did, and I'll link that below. I'll try and find out what colour it is, but it's this gorgeous, when you look at it there, it looks very brown, it's very dark, but actually it's a very lovely deep purple. I mean, look at that. It's so lovely. And I love the Inktense blocks because you can use them wet, you can use them dry, you can then, obviously that's wet there, but then you can then work on top of it with it, and like they just amazing. And I've forgotten how much I loved them, haven't used them in a while. So that's what I was saying about loving old materials but new colours. So I've been using a lot of the Inktense blocks, so a lot of the older colours that I've got. This one here, which I don't know, I want to say it's like, it might be an Indian ink. It's definitely a black. So I've been enjoying that one. Have I used this one? I think I have. This yellow one, like deep yellow, orangey colour one. That's been great. I've even been using the white, which, yeah, that's been really good. So this white XL block in the Inktense colours, so they've been great. And this one here, which I think was a dark grey, yeah, that's been really good to use. So I've been really enjoying those. They're just so good. Yeah, I just love how, I mean, even when you wet them, when they dry, they just stay put as well, and you can get some brilliant effects with them. I've been using them quite a bit on, like, say this one here, so you can see this purple here. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. And on that, I've been loving this coloured paper, which is actually packaging. And I'm going to have to look to see if I can get some paper in this brown colour, because I've really enjoyed using it. I've done, like, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen these, but I've just absolutely loved using this coloured paper. It's been so great. So that, you could say, is another favourite. I need to try and find some like paper of a similar colour. The other thing that I've loved using is my tinted charcoal by Derwent tinted charcoal XL blocks, in this one in particular, which is a Mars Violet, which is exactly what I was talking about in respect of a very deep purpley, well, purpley browny black colour. I love these as well. You can use them dry, you can use them wet. They just, and look at that texture. I mean, the only problem is with charcoal, it goes everywhere. Very messy, more messy probably than pastels, because it's very soft. But I mean, look at that, even that texture there. Absolutely love it. This is a great set. Actually, you've got some lovely colours, shades in here. I did a video on this, on testing this out, so I'll link that below. I mean, I haven't used them massive, you can see they're still pretty perfect really in their blocks, but because I tend to just rub them like that on the page very lightly, You know, I think they'll last me ages anyway, but we'll just rub that in a bit so we don't get the dust everywhere. But yeah, I mean, absolutely, honestly, the texture you can get with that is just amazing. Because I've been liking this charcoal, I keep thinking about, do I want to get some liquid charcoal? So I'm going to put this out there as a question to myself. Do I want to get some tinted charcoal? And to think about that. If I use these a lot more, then I might get some just to see how different it is. So that is, we'll call that dry to wet. Well, they're not dry to wet, but dry, media, and then dry to wet in our Inktense and charcoals. And then the next two are these mixed inks that I made in my waterbrush pens. I've been loving these, and the only problem is whether I will be able to create a similar colour or not. I have written down what I have put in it, but whether or not I can get the exact same colour, so it's probably not, because I have just mixed a load of stuff in together. It's been one of those things where I've had something in it, then it's got really low, and then I've just added a load of colours onto the top of it, and then I've ended up with some colour. I've just ended up with these gorgeous colours that I absolutely love. So I probably won't be able to ever recreate these colours, but we can give it a shot. I have written down what was in them, so we can always give it a go. This one I'm going to have to share because I think there's something in it that's kind of settles a little bit. I even made a note in my notebook to say where I did a little swatch of these, and I put a note saying, you like this colour and you use this and this, you know, as if to say, you know, you do like this colour, this is how you've made it. But this one here, this like bluey shade colour, I find again is another great nighttime colour. I think you know, after being initially like intimidated, that is the word I was thinking about, rather than being scared, maybe intimidated by nighttime drawing, I now don't feel as intimidated by it. And I feel like this is a great like dusky, like it's dusk at the moment, I would say, outside, because we're coming into dark nights, but like a great dusky nighttime colour. So I've been loving that for that. So this one here, this is a mix of Antelope Brown PH Martins, Sahara Grey Archamentis ink, and Honey Based Diamine. I don't think any of those, actually maybe the Archamentis ink is light fast. Diamine are definitely not light fast, and I can't remember about the PH Martins, but I don't think they are. So it's only an ink I would use in a sketchbook. But I just love, it's like a green goldy colour, which I love a green gold. So I've been loving that one. This one is a small amount of Little Matty Diamine, Celadon Cat, which I think is Diamine, and this is where I've written down some sort of grey, which I don't know what grey is, but yeah, I think it's maybe, I mean, you'd have to be really careful putting acrylic inks in these, because they probably would stop them from working, like when they dry up. But I think it might be some sort of acrylic ink, but because it's mixed in with a load of other ink, it hasn't dried up. But I can't remember what grey is in it, but it's definitely got a little bit of Matty, sorry, a tiny bit of Little Matty in it, and Celadon Cat. Now, this brush pen was all Little Matty, and this is what I was talking about, where I've had it full of Little Matty Diamine ink, then it's got really low, and then I've just shoved a load of different inks in until I've got a colour that I like a mix of. So I've been like mixing the ink in the barrel of the brush. But I really like them. They're such lovely colours. Yeah, love them. I'm hoping I can recreate them because I have written down what I've used, but it's one of those things. If I can't, no doubt I'll create something else using a random lot of ink, etc. So those are my favourites recently. I've really been enjoying them. A little bit different. I haven't used them, like I haven't used these for a while. I haven't used the Inktense for a while. Haven't used the Distress ink. So it's a lot of things I haven't used for a while, and I think that's good because then, you know, you're mixing it up a little bit, you get use out of your materials, and you're rediscovering what you loved about them when you first got them anyway in the first place. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.